My name is Alex, and this is my house. And this is my yard. Clearly it's a mess, but so is my brain. So let's do some spring cleaning. Now, this video is more than just about cleaning up a yard. If you've ever procrastinated yard work, you know how overwhelming it can be when your lawn gets overgrown and covered in junk, like this. Turns out, avoiding weeds is a lot like avoiding our mental well-being. The longer we leave it, the worse it gets, and the uglier our entire home becomes. Today's episode of ADHD Philosophy is an important one, so sit back, grab a drink, and let's talk feelings, trauma, and why cleaning up your mind is just like cleaning up your yard. You know, homeownership is a special type of hell for people with ADHD. I mean, if you already struggle with keeping up with basic things like dishes or laundry in a small space, it gets so much worse when you move into a much larger space. And as someone who hates cleaning up the inside, I've always been a bit annoyed at the fact that I also have to clean up the outside. Isn't that what nature is for? Doesn't it just maintain itself? Yeah, no, it doesn't. You can think about your house like your life. Everything on the inside is the big stuff that you have to take care of. You know, school, your job, your family, your friends, your bills. All of these things require so much of your attention to just maintain. But what about the outside? Because you're so busy taking care of the inside of the house, the first thing that always gets neglected is what's outside, the yard. And in this case, the yard is your emotional well-being, your feelings. Tell me if this sounds like you. Oh, it's okay, I just gotta get through this project at work and then I'll take some time off. Oh, I'm too busy to take time for myself, I'll worry about that once exams are over. No, I don't have childhood trauma, that was just normal in our family, it doesn't affect me now. Thing is, we're all guilty of this. Sacrificing our own well-being because somehow we can justify how some external thing is more of a priority. Or denying how we actually feel because it makes us uncomfortable to confront these feelings. But what we fail to realize is that this leaves a very significant mark on us. Kind of like what it's like to avoid yard work. Our lawn gets overgrown, debris starts collecting everywhere, the weeds take root and spread like wildfire. You become irritable, angry, depressed, anxious, unmotivated. All of these things are signs of you failing to take care of yourself and your emotional well-being. The truth is, your emotional state is exactly how you show up in the world, just like a yard presents itself to people walking by. You know when you walk by a nice house but their yard is completely covered in weeds and gross looking? Something about it is just off and you don't like it. That's kind of like the person who has that big powerful job, ooh, so cool, but they're always checking their emails, always stressed, miss their kids' recitals, have a short temper, just a fucking asshole. Or that kid who got into the super competitive college but is completely unmotivated, skips class, drinks every night, and is failing because they're depressed and they don't know why. Those are the kinds of people who are too occupied with the externalities of their life that they've forgotten to prioritize their emotional well-being. And that's how they show up in the world. And people notice, just like people notice your yard. Ugh, I can't believe they let their lawn get that bad. I would never want to live there. That's the same as saying, ugh, why is that guy such a fucking dick all the time? Are people thinking these things about you? Can you look at yourself like a person looks at a house when they're walking by? Have you let your traumas and your feelings go unaddressed for far too long? And what costs are you paying in your life because you're avoiding emotional growth? As someone who grew up in an Asian immigrant household, talking about or even caring about feelings was not a thing, ever. If you come from a similar situation, you know what I mean. For the first 30 years of my life, I was walking around this earth as an emotionally constipated mess, held together by anxiety and the constant pressure to seek validation through achievement. And I really had no awareness of my own feelings, or that they were important, because I was taught that they weren't. Here are some actual quotes from my upbringing. We don't believe in therapy. Suffer in silence. Imagine that. Thinking about that now is just so crazy to me. But you know what? I am not a unique case when it comes to things like this. If you're the kind of person that thinks talking about your feelings is stupid and a waste of time, I know exactly how you feel. And trust me, you're wrong. Whatever your issues or traumas are, it doesn't matter. You have to dig them up and confront them if you want to improve your life. And it's going to be hard, and it's not going to be fixed overnight. You know, when we first moved here, the weeds were so bad, you couldn't use half the yard because it was like a jungle. You just got to start plucking and pruning little by little, day by day. And this isn't a one-time thing either. You have to do this regularly, every week and every season. Because just like weeds, trauma grows back. It's a never-ending game of whack-a-mole, but eventually you'll find that there's less weeds to pull the next season, and the yard starts looking better and feeling better, until it just becomes something you're comfortable with doing and no longer have to think about doing. You get to start enjoying every part of your home, and people notice too, and they want to spend more time there. So if you had to take one thing away from this video, it's this. Your emotional state is one of the most important aspects of your life and requires dedicated effort from you to keep it in order. So go to therapy, talk about your feelings, journal, meditate, do whatever you have to do, and make sure that you consider it as much of a priority as your job or your family. And you just got to keep doing it and keep doing it, because sometimes it's not about finishing. Some things can't be finished, and if you ignore it, you'll keep regressing. The weeds will keep growing back. Mother Nature always wins. I've been doing this yard work thing for 5 years now, and I'll have to keep doing it for the rest of my life. And you know what? I didn't fix everything today, but I showed up. For my yard, for myself, and for the people living in this house with me. If you keep at it, I promise that you will be amazed at how beautiful your life can be, if only you just let yourself be vulnerable. If you like this video, please do me a big favor and subscribe. Cheers.